Hi there, I'm Stuart, and this month in April we're going to be looking at driving. So we're going to be running some driving courses for everyone to come to Thetford, and what we're going to be looking at are the two things that golfers want, are power and accuracy. So when we do these sessions, we're going to have the GC2 out here and we're going to measure things like your ball speed, your carry, your backspin, your side spin, and we're also going to look at setup to make sure we get you right there. So let's look at power. So if we want to hit the ball further, what we're going to look at is what we can do in the movement. And in the movement, what we're looking to do is to build up a good, powerful, strong backswing. Once we've got this in there, we're then going to learn to unload the power correctly from the ground up, going through you and then into the ball. So what we need to hit the ball a long way is ultimately ball speed and ultimately club head speed. So we need to get the bigger muscles moving. So what we're going to do is look at the stance, make sure we've got a nice strong stance. If you're too wide, then you're not going to be able to rotate and build up any resistance in the swing. So you can see here I've got a nice wide stance. And what we're going to do is get a huge turn. So you can see how much I've turned here, but I'm also turning into this right leg. So I'm not swaying too far over. I'm creating this right leg to twist and rotate. So it's all acting as a springboard ready for the downswing. So once we get to here and we've got a big turn, we're then going to use the ground to push ourselves through. So as you can see, my lower half, so my ankles are helping to push through my lower half here by rotating through. That then pulls my top half through, which pulls my hands through, which then ultimately leaves the club head lagging behind, but should whip through quickly. Once we're happy with the swing extension, we're going to look at how we strike the golf ball, because if you come into impact incorrectly, you then create large amounts of backspin, and too much backspin causes the ball to not fly as far as it possibly could do. So let's have a look here. So you can see I've got a nice wide stance. I'm going to look to get a big turn, and then from the ground we're going to power up and through. Let's have a hit. So that one there is still going and just about to land. There we go. So that was a nice powerful drive that's gone down the middle of the fairway. Next we're going to talk about how to get the ball going straighter. Okay, so now let's talk about how we can hit more fairways and what's involved in getting you to hit the ball a little bit straighter. So where we'll start off is your alignment. So your alignment controls the swing path basically. So if you're aiming, let's say, off to the right and the fairway's down here, what happens is you see how top half, my shoulders are twisted compared to my lower half. That will then cause the swing to come across the lines, so therefore we're not getting a square contact with the ball, and that will produce some side spin. Might go left, might go right, depending on the angle of the club face at impact. So we're going to look at setup to make sure we get your line and the ball in the right position. Most people think you have it opposite your left heel, and as you saw in the previous shot, mine's a good 2 or 3 inches inside. And then we're going to talk about club face control along with swing path. So you can have a swing which comes slightly across, and you can have a swing which goes slightly out that way. And if the club face matches correctly to the swing path, then you'll find the ball's going to go down the fairway. What we don't want to do, we don't want to have a massive swing path going in either direction with a huge club face opening or closing, because then the chances of hitting it down the fairway are lower, and also the power you're going to get is not going to be that great. So by hitting it straight down there, we're going to get a decent flight as well. So we're going to take our time to make sure we're fairly square. So as you can see here, I'm fairly square. When we do the turn, we do a nice good body turn, and then we're going to transfer the power through as we talked about earlier, and we're going to hit one. So let's say that we hit one and it goes out to the right. So that one there I've purposely hit out to the right, and what we would look at, the swing path, we might say, okay, the swing path is okay. If we close the club face off a tiny bit in relation to the swing path, then the ball will go straight down the fairway. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on when we put out some dates in April. So when you come in, you really want to choose whether you're after distance or whether you're after accuracy, because we'll get those numbers from the GC2 and then that's what we'll look at. But then of course you can come back later on in the month and do the other one.